Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. And I want to thank you so very much for checking this video out. And I hope I am interesting enough that you will watch it through its entirety and that you will not only gain something from it, but what you gain, that you use it to further the purpose. This is an occasion where I find myself thinking about this society that we are constantly dealing with every day, and we're hoping that things can get better. But I'm seeing a vision where it reflects starting from scratch, beginning anew. And the expression that you've heard for so many years, if you're older, been around for a while, about the meek inheriting the earth. I remember being in the Philippines, and I used to hear guards in some of the prisons, or at least the ones that I was in, making fun of that phrase and those who believed in it. The meek shall inherit the earth. And I'm sure they felt that way and responded because they are dealing with a military mind, a military thought. And how can a meek one with a bow and arrow defeat a cannon? How can a meek one with nothing defeat a whip? Or how can a meek one defeat a bomb with an atom bomb? Ladies and gentlemen, standing in the middle of the street and shoot someone down, and the people here still will vote for me, is a paraphrase of the statement for the #1 presidential candidate representing the Republican Party. Standing in the streets and shoot someone down, and the people will still vote for me. Well, what does that say? What does it say to you? Ladies and gentlemen, this is a political season. This is not about Democrats. It's not about Republicans. This is about blacks and whites. You see, all white Oscar, BT Award, all white BET Oscar Award, however you want to call it, was this phrase that was referred to at the Oscars just the other day. But you hear Republicans saying, let's take back our country. Well, let's assume now that the Indians are put aside. Whoever else was on this layout has been put aside. And whoever's claiming they own this country are here. And they're saying, let's take back our country. That which is missing. Well, what a strange thing to say. But that's the way they believe. Every last one of them. And people are coming out of the woodworks for the one who says he'll lose no votes if he shot people in the street. Because they really love. Now people say, well, they are fed up with the establishment. Not only that, ladies and gentlemen, take back this country and close out the borders, let keep these other people out. That means oppression. And the people who are jumping behind this character believe that they will be left out of the oppressive process. They just want to be the wind that flips the kikes. And when we come to the Democrats, well, let me know. I don't want to leave the Republicans just yet. Because, and I want you to know how, when I say black and white, all of these Republicans, they had a whole bunch of them. You know how it was. And they dogged each other, talked about each other, said the other one was nothing, not worth the people's consideration. And yet they said that they, at the end of the day, if they lost, they would support the one that they claimed was nothing. And since they are all about what they are about, then you know what your situation is. Now, when we talk about the Democrats, what's the difference in Democrats and Republicans when it comes down to white people, or people of color, or people of race? Well, one thing about it, the Democratic white folks are just like the Republican white folks. It's just that they seek power too. And they don't find power in the Republican Party. It's all crowded out. So they take the opposite side. Now, most of the people who have eligibility in this race thing, as far as Republican go, are white. You got some blacks in it now. So the whites over in the Democratic side need extra votes. And where are they going to get them? They're going to get them from who is eligible to vote. Who are they? People of color. And so they come over and having to do a little bit more. In other words, they make promises to blacks and people of color, and they will do a little something to get something done. And black folks have come straight over to the Democratic Party because they can't get anything from the Republican Party. And so you got the Democrat whites on the Democratic Party playing the game. But if you came down to it, they would do the same thing as the governor of New Jersey. Went and got right behind the character that said he could shoot people in the streets and still lose no votes. The character who sent a signal to David Duke and the Ku Klux Klan that they didn't have anything to worry about, he got their back. Even though he knew and they know that when challenged, he'll have to denounce it. But the signal has been sent. So all these people going over on that side reclaiming America. Reclaiming America. Does their reclaim of America, does it help those of you who would lose health care when they take out this Obamacare? Not that this Obamacare has any value, it's nothing compared to the real thing. But is the Republican Party going to give you the real thing? What do you think? Is the Democratic Party going to give you the real thing? What do you think? So, what I want to say is this. Power is not in the Republican Party. Power is not in the Democratic Party. And we say that there's something exists, power behind the scenes, the unseen hand. We call it the New World Order, the Illuminati, all of these trilateral and commissions, and Council on Foreign Relations, and the Bilderbergs, and all of that other, secret society stuff, and Masonic stuff, and all of the stuff moving out there outside of your knowledge. You don't know what's happening. They got all kinds of secrets. And you know the character of men. You see it every day. Even in your family, you see what's going on. You see how people are hurting. You see how the gas prices down one while and then up another while. And somebody says who's intelligent enough to study the trends based upon the economic system established in a capitalist system, they telling you what's going on, how the economy is being manipulated, how money is being manipulated by those who make that money, who have designed a program that told you and taught you that you can only do what you do right now unless they give you the money. And you were done before the money was made. It was being done before they were born. But now they have stepped into it and given you a deception, and the people have bought it because they've been trained not to care about one another. Whites over there in the Republican Party. Some whites over here. But I want you to know something else, ladies and gentlemen. That regardless of your race, there are people that are meek. Regardless of your race, there are people that are as devilish as a human being can be. Regardless of your race. Regardless of your race, what is being done by one race at any given point in time to another, at another time, that same situation could be reversed and will be reversed unless and only if you find the right path and get on it. It will keep you out of that. My only point in trying to come to you, ladies and gentlemen, all of these times, even when I put over 700 different videos on YouTube, and when I go back at them sometime and see some that's been there for years, and I see 7 people have clicked on it 7 times. I don't even know if they listened, but they clicked on it maybe because what the subject said. Clicked on it for 7. Or some maybe 20, some maybe a couple of hundreds. But for the most part, it's like, hey, let something else come out that to me has really no value. And if you look at it, it has no value to you. But it can be put on the internet tonight, and tomorrow morning can have 7 million hits. That kind of stuff is interesting. But your own life, your own well-being interests me. And this is what I know. I know that you want to live a wonderful life as bad as I do. I know you do. You cannot convince me that you don't. Those people who are trillionaires and billionaires, they want to live a wonderful, wonderful life. And what they do it because they feel that this is the way it is supposed to be. They feel that this is the way it is supposed to be. And all the things that they've done, how they brainwashed and set your minds up and conditioned you, they feel that that had to happen in order for what they know has to be, can be. Now, but that's just one thought process. There are others, there are many. Even at the bottom, there are people in the bottom who feel that this is the way to God. They have been told that if they humble themselves, turn the other cheek, obey their master, and go through whatever they have to go through, one day the creator of the universe will take them away and take them to a place where they can walk around singing songs, eating honey and drinking milk all day at the foot of God or Christ. They really believe that because that's what they were taught. And there are people who in between who believe that if they stood up for what was right, they would either be left out of the equation and put on the side, get nothing. They would be persecuted or killed. And whether they believed in God or not, they ain't gonna make that move. Woo! But if you ever want to change, you're gonna have to make that move. And the only thing that would knock that aside is this, is that people that I've just described, every last one of them, stay on the same path that they're on. And they are destined, as every dynasty before them, they are destined to destroy themselves. But not only will they just destroy themselves as a nation, they will destroy themselves as human beings on the planet. The bad, trying to be the baddest one, the toughest one, the one who can do this, so hateful, making machines to go on the field and kill people. So hateful and mean, they're making machines to do the work so they can say the people have no purpose and just slaughter them. All of these kinds of things are the mindset of people who we call human beings. But there is a mindset that says, nobody made me. I was presented through a process, and I came from the creator of what I am. And I am here as I am in physical form and in spirit and in action. They know what they're going through. They know. Like a 100-watt light bulb. You need some light. You pop that baby up and it's so bright you can see. But burning long enough, after a while, that light is going to go out. That's the kind of way it happens with people who are led by the Spirit of God. They come on the scene and they start doing God's work. They start living love in the midst of all the hate, in the midst of all the prejudiceness, in the midst of all the people who don't have health care. In the midst of all the people who don't have the wherewithal to have the adequate education, ooh, they stand in the midst of it. And they open the doors with that bright light so people see they can just walk in and be whatever they want to be when they go to school. They can just, if they get hurt, they don't have to worry about do they get the health care. If they get sick, they don't have to worry about will they be treated. These people are like the bright lights. They open doors. But inevitably, somebody's going to come and take a stick, deception or a lie or a bullet, and hit that 100-watt light, and that light's going to go out. The difference in that light and the human light is that light can go in the trash. But the human, the body can go in the trash, but that which is in it. See, in the light bulb, you use electricity. Electricity didn't end. It just didn't have the thing to contain it anymore. Electricity was still there. But it couldn't be contained and harnessed like the light bulb presents it. So, same thing. When they hit you, like that bulb of glass, your body goes down. But like that electricity stays with electricity and goes where electricity goes. Your spirit stays with spirit. And it goes where spirit goes. And it is used by God for whatever purpose. And I don't want to try to act like I know what happens to you when you leave this body. I've heard a lot of things, but I'm not going to tell you that. I tell you what I believe. And you know what I tell you about belief? The only difference between belief and unbelief is you in. You take that away as the same thing. But I will tell you, my belief is, based upon the way the Spirit teaches me, what I have observed is that the moment that my light is turned out and this world is still left in the darkness, that my spirit is like, whoo! And I will be moving from a nightmare, which is this, to something more presentable and representative of God's will, whatever that is. Now that's for me. Now, you got to get your own stuff. You got to get your relationship with God and take care of your own business. I'm not going to get that deep in it. Let me see if I got anything else that I'm leaving out. Yes. When all of these people who are filled with all of this destructiveness destroy themselves, there will be someone that's left, some that are left. And who are they? They are the meek. The meek, see, they're the ones like the light bulb. They didn't get squashed out. Before they got squashed out, mankind, in their way, had destroyed themselves. And what was remaining was those light bulbs that did not get put out. They will start from scratch and do it over. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just a message that I needed to share with you. It was shared with me. And I really hope and pray that it's a blessing. Bye-bye.